back to the Kashyap Take. So this is the SQL Interview question and answer part 5. So let's see what is the question. What is the difference between exist and correlate subquery? The exist operator check the number of row written by a subquery. Okay, if the subquery contain one or more rows, then the result is true and a row is placed inside in the result table. Otherwise, the result is false and no row is added to the result table. The preceding is a correlate subquery. So exists a logical operator that check for the existence of row in a subquery. If the subquery return any row, then exists return true. For the correlated subquery, a subquery that reference column from the outer query, it's evaluated once per row in the outer query. There is a note like a subquery can be both exist and correlated, but they are not the same things. Exist is a logical test and a correlated subquery is about how the subquery is linked to the outer query. Okay, so there is a differentiation between the exist and correlated. So the purpose for the exist like check if at least one matching row exists, and for the correlated return a value a row of each outer row. So output will be for the exist is as a true and false, and for the correlate is a value a row, and can be correlated for in exist yes, and for the correlate it says yes for definition. Example we can set for exist like filter customer with at least one order, and for correlate get latest order amount of each customer. So let's see the example how we can see in the SQL Management Studio. So this is the first query for the uh, for the exist. So see how the query it's written. So we are fetching the customer ID and person ID from sales customers, and where exists means we are checking for at least one record exists in select one this correlate subquery. So you can see in the subquery in the inner query we are referring the outer query column, like outer table column. See customer C, and we are comparing the customer ID with the inner table, right? So the subquery reference C dot customer ID, so it's a correlated. The exists written true if at least one order exists for the customer. So stop at the first match in the subquery. Okay, so if you run this, then you will get this type of output. Okay, so let's jump to the second one, that is the correlated one example. So in the correlated like list customer and the total order amount of their most recent order. So see select C dot customer ID, where